This is the Boblov A23. It's a budget-friendly body camera with night vision, and I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Upon unboxing, you'll find the instruction manual, the A23 itself, along with a 64GB memory card, a USB A to C type charging/data cable, a 2-inch magnetic clip with safety pin, along with a long 360-degree rotatable clip. Both clips look something like this when mounted. I'll leave the tech specs from the manual on the screen now, just in case I leave out any details, so pause the video here to see those details. The A23 is powered by a built-in 3.8 volt, 2200 milliamp lithium battery. It weighs just over 70 grams or just over 2.5 ounces without the clip. It's not waterproof, but it is drop resistant up to 2 meters. During my runtime test utilizing the camera's night vision mode with the screen turned off, the A23 recorded for 6 hours straight before the battery became completely depleted, which means that in theory you could run this camera without the infrared lights on for longer periods of time. During my recharge test using my Olight MCA charger, the A23 took 2 hours and 47 minutes to fully recharge from completely depleted, which was a pretty good time considering the manual says that charging can take between 3 and 4 hours. Now let's go over some of the general features for the Boblov A23.
Alright guys, now we're going to go over the modes and general operation for the Boblov A23. I'm going to give you a brief tour here. You got 9 buttons on this. You got 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 3 in the front, and then obviously you have your LCD display, and you have 4 LEDs and the camera lens right here with a 180-degree rotatable lens here. And then you have your clip here for the back. You utilize 2 different types of clips that come with it. That's the magnetic with the pin, and then you have your long clip here as well. All you have to do is just go like this. But yeah, you have to push this pin back here like that towards you, and then slide it in, it'll lock in, and then you go ahead and do the same thing. And it's the same for both of these. And then you'll see a little reset button there. That's going to become your friend with this particular product, because when you're looking at the videos after you've already recorded them, you're going to flip through them, and sometimes it freezes, and this basically is your unfreeze button. It resets the camera. It doesn't factory reset, it just resets it back to, you know, being normal and being functional when it does freeze. It freezes very, very rarely, but when it does, it's nice to have that there. If I'm using the clip here, it has a little pin here that fits perfectly into that little hole there, so that way you can reset it.
Power on.
Now you notice it said power on. You can turn that off if you don't want it to talk to you. And then obviously you have just your different types of modes here. I'm going to step through here. I'm going to show you guys the buttons first, show you what they are. This is the record button here. Then you have the photo button here, and then the power button here. And then on the opposite side, you have your audio record button. So if you just want to just record audio, then you have your media button, which is basically after you've recorded something, you can go back and check that out. And then this is the backspace button here, right there. Go ahead here. This is your navigation bar here. This, you know, back and forth, up, down, and then okay or not okay. So resolution is your first one. It's going to film in 1080, 30 frames. They're all 30 frames, 1080, 720, and 480. All at 30 frames. I like to keep it in the 1080 because, you know, you want the highest resolution. Then you have your megapixels for your pictures. This goes all the way up to 48, I believe. Yes, 48 megapixels. So you go ahead, and if you want to select that, you just hit the button there, and now you have 48 megapixels. It has burst mode. So burst mode, I'm going to do 3 photos. There we go. Go back out here, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit the photo button. So it took a bunch of pictures. There you go. So now if I want to see what those pictures look like, go back over here to photo, and you'll see there's a bunch of pictures taken. There's 3 photos. See, that's what they're going to look like. You skip through there. Pretty cool. And all I have to do now is just backspace to get out of that. If I wanted to record audio, you just hit that button right there, the audio button. Now we're recording audio. Look at, listen, we're doing audio. And then you just press the button again, and that's going to turn that off. You're going to go back over here, and that's when you're going to be able to listen to your audio. You have one audio file. Let's listen to it. Button right there, the audio button. Now we're recording audio. Look at, listen, we're doing audio, and then just... Yeah, so that's very simple, very easy to use. So over here, if you wanted to just start recording video, this will record video. You just hit that button. You can see on the display here, it's recording. In the corner over here, it has your battery. It has your gigabytes left, or your whatever your memory card is. This is a 64, and obviously it downgrades when you put it in. 64 gigs, dude, that's gonna last you a long time. I had this recording for 6 hours the other day straight, and in that 6 hour, it was in the 5-minute intervals. So you had tons and tons of processed data on there. I think it went down to only about 40 something gigs after that for 6 hours. So this is going to last you a long time for the memory. And now the battery, not so much. I mean, the battery is going to last you a pretty darn good amount of time. I think about 8 hours without the screen or the infrared LEDs on. That's going to last you about 8 hours, since I got 6 with the screen off and with the LEDs on. So that's pretty cool. So you're going to hear these annoying beeps. If you want to turn those off, very simple. You go into the menu. We're going to throw this into the stealth mode for the rest of the remainder of this. So that way you guys don't have to worry about hearing beeps, and I don't have to drive myself crazy, because it's kind of annoying when you have to press a bunch of buttons and you can constantly hear beeps. So we're going to go right up here to the resolution. Okay, so resolution, we went over the burst mode. We already did that. Post record, what does that mean? That means that after you are recording a video, you hit the record stop button, and it will record for however many seconds or minutes after you push the record button to stop. So I guess it could be useful for some people, not for me. So compress storage, basically that just kind of minimizes everything, and it makes the files smaller. This is going to be loop recording. So if you're recording in a loop and you run out of memory, it's going to re-record over what you've already recorded, and that's okay, I guess. But the memory card lasts a very long time in here. You're probably never going to run into a situation like that. Go ahead and look at this. You have your lengths for your videos. This is the size of the individual video. So say you're recording for, 20 minutes, it's going to be 4 5-minute length videos. Or if you want to do 20 minutes, you go ahead and put that in the 10-minute intervals, and that's going to be 2 10-minute videos for a 20-minute video. This is date and time. You want that will stamp the video with the date and time. Then you have motion detection. This is more like if you had a spy situation where you had to leave this camera somewhere, and it's going to pick up motion on the camera lens. It's going to turn it on and start recording, and that's basically how that works. So if you left it on a table somewhere and somebody walked by it, it'll start recording audio and video. Over here, this is basically self-explanatory. This turns off the display after a certain amount of time. I usually put it on for 5 minutes, so that way if you accidentally leave the display on, or you leave it sitting somewhere and it's on, it will shut the display off so it doesn't eat the battery. Down here, auto power off, same thing. It's going to turn the entire device off, not just the display, after this certain amount of time there. We'll go back here. And keytones, basically, guys, that's just me pressing the buttons, and that's if it's, it turns the sound off. Record with sound, you're going to want to record with sound. The audio is not the best, but it's still good to have it present in any kind of video you're making. Button volume, this basically every time you press the button, that beep that you were hearing, it makes it either louder or softer. So you can have it high, medium, low, or off. I like to keep it off, but we're in stealth mode, so it turns that off. Dashboard camera, this is a cool feature. All you have to do is you plug the USB port. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot to show you guys this because it's kind of a pain in the butt to get to because I have no fingernails. So this is what it looks like in here. That's the C-type charging port / data port, and then you have your SD card there. If you plug this in to your vehicle's power supply and put this in the window with the optional window mounting suction cup that they have on the Boblov website, you'll be able to stick this in the window, and when you turn the vehicle on, it's automatically going to start recording. So that's a cool feature to have on a device like this as well. Then over here you have your device ID and police ID. Obviously, if you're in law enforcement, you're going to know how to use this. It's very simple. You can see you can change up the code and whatnot, and it goes all the way to ABCs and stuff too as well. Very, very useful to have. And you scroll through just using the OK button. and it pops you out of there. Same exact deal with the police ID. Stealth mode, that's what we're in right now. Like I said, stealth mode, if you turn it off, it's going to make all kinds of beeps and stuff like that. So I like to keep it in stealth mode because that just gets annoying after a while. Manual and auto IR illumination. So here's how that will work. All right, so you have the manual and auto. So let's pop this out of here. So say you're recording and you want to turn the infrared lights on. So say you're recording, so you go ahead and you can turn them on even when you're not recording. So we're just going to do this. It's the photo button. You just hold the photo button down and it will turn on the infrared lights, and that's what they'll look like up close. And I'll press it again to turn them off. And it does make this little noise. So it makes a little bit of a noise when you turn it off and on. And also there's the option of having it on manual or auto. And basically with the auto, it just keeps, every time there's like a lull in the light anywhere, it just keeps flicking back and forth. So you're going to constantly be hearing that clicking, and it's going to get everybody's attention in the room, because that clicking when you turn the infrared on and off, it's noticeable. And if you're in a quiet room, especially. Broadcast, voice broadcast is basically when I turn the power on, when it was not in stealth mode and it says power on, that's on or off for that. And if you don't want to have that on there, then clearly format the SD card, and language was self-explanatory. So I'm not even going to go over that. So I'm formatting now, and now you're formatted. I format every time I use it because what it does is it helps reduce the possibility of a card error or failure. And then default settings, self-explanatory. There's defaults, any kind of settings you have on here that you have set up. And then go ahead here, and this is going to be your time and date. You're going to be able to change that up. And it has the year, month, and whatever. So, you know, it's very, very simple, very self-explanatory. So resolution, yeah, we would go back. We went through all the different options here. So it's very easy to use. On the screen, you have your IDs, like I said, and then you have your time and your date there. That's the battery. That's how many gigs you have left, and that's, or how much memory you have left, and that's the resolution that you have there as well. So if you wanted to just record, you just press this button, it starts recording. You turn the screen off here, you're stealthily recording now. You turn the screen back on, and then you can go ahead and turn that off. If this is off completely, so we're going to turn it completely off, and say an instance taking place, all you have to do is hold down this side button here for the record, and it's just going to jump right into recording. So you don't actually have to turn it on first and then hit record. It's just going to jump right into recording, which is really nice to have just in case. It's kind of like a feature that GoPro has as well. And then when you're done, just press the button. And obviously, like I said, you can turn the screen off anytime you want by hitting that power button. Very simple, very straightforward. Let's take it out and see what it looks like.
So as you guys can see, I took a little trip to the beach, and then I went to Walmart after, and Walmart is one of my favorite places to go. And I wanted to give you guys some familiarity to the video so that way you can see for yourself, this is what Walmart looks like. Now you can read everything up close, nice and fine. There's not too many issues. I did try to stabilize it in post. This is without stabilization, and then this is with stabilization. It really doesn't make a big difference. It is very difficult to kind of keep focus, but all the information is on the screen, and that's what matters in court. So if you ever needed this for a specific reason, there's detail, there's enough detail, fine detail to be able to see exactly what took place here. Now here's another thing, you know, if I pick up something off the shelf, I can read in fine detail the smallest print on the screen right now, with it being only a foot or two away from my body, and you can see everything. It has a nice wide angle lens on it, and it's wobbly back and forth, but you're able to see clearly. Like everything that you're seeing is nice and clear. Now let's take it over and see what it looks like at nighttime now. Now, I'm outside, I'm in the dark, there's a street light out there, but the whole rest of the street is pitch black. I do have a flashlight with me just to kind of give you guys some contrast here. I'm walking past and you can see that dark line in the road ahead. That is where the street light basically stops, and then there's some lights on a house way down the road. But here it is, and I am in the night vision mode right now, and you can kind of see a little bit of a U on the ground in front of me, and that's as far as the IR illuminator will go, and that's pitch black, and you can't see really too much in front of you. If I put my hand in front of me, you can see that, but like that's about as far as it can go. Is probably about an arm length, maybe about 5 or 6 feet. It's really useful. But other than that, it's really not very useful unless you're indoors. It's not really great for outdoors at night. Even if I wanted to lighten this up and post, it's still going to be grainy and dark, and you're not going to be really to see anything. Now, as you can see, I just put my hand in front of me, and that was really bright, really shining. So about 5 feet away, maybe 10 feet if you're really lucky. That's when it's good. But like, it's facing out there. There's really nothing in front of me. I'm using my flashlight. And you can see kind of the U, like I said, on the ground in front of me, but it's not really lighting up much at all. If you guys had like an external IR illuminator for the light mounted onto your vest or whatever, then that would probably do a lot better. But if you're outside at night, I mean, this is for like close interactions only. Now, as far as playback goes, it's very simple. You can either take out the SD card and put it in your computer like I show here, or you can connect your C-type USB cable to the camera itself and then to your computer as well. And the files look like this. It's very simple, very organized structure, and I'm using the VLC player to play back the video because it has the widest range of different formats that it can play back. And as you can see, skipping through here, pretty clear picture. This is at dusk, and yeah, not too bad at all, guys. I mean, you can still see what's going on. I was actually filming the actual screen when I shot this. I wasn't playing back. This is what it does look like, though. This is at dusk, and the IR illuminator is on, and it's in the night vision mode, and that's what it looks like. You can't really see a lot of detail, but you can generally see if there's somebody in front of you. So this is the audio outside. This is what it sounds like from about 2 feet away. And as you can hear, traffic in the background, you can hear my voice pretty clear. This is the audio test. This is the audio test. I'm approximately 2 feet away from the microphone here, and this is what it sounds like. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Moving along to the photo test, this is plenty of ambient light in a photo box with the regular standard 48 megapixel camera. These are all going to be at 48 megapixels. The next one is going to be in a darker setting where there's not much ambient light with no direct light on it. And that's what this looks like. It's all grainy, it's terrible. And then when you turn on the IR illuminator and you take a picture at 48 megapixels, it looks great. You can actually see all the details, and that's what it looks like. Now for my pros and cons. First, the pros. The A23 is simple to use, has great run times and features. As far as my cons, I really didn't have any because it's a body camera with a ton of features for under $100, and I think for the bang to buck ratio, it has a decent balance. It performs at the price point that it was designed for, and it also even outperforms some of the old body cameras that I've used in the past with a much higher price tag. With that said, you can pick up the Boblov A23 for $89.99 on Amazon, and there is currently a $20 off coupon, so you can get it for $69.99 on Amazon right now. There's also some links and coupons in the description of this video, so check that out. I hope this video has been helpful. Subscribe and leave a comment or like, as it does help out the channel's algorithm. This has been Prepared Guy, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.